they're going to be saying, you're faking that story.
Well,
right?
no, there's seriously, I saw this on Twitter. There's seriously people who, on the internet who are saying, hey, why don't you just use AI to write up some headlines, and then you can write a story about that. You can still write the story, but you just use the AI to like think up something to write about. And I'm like, the AI is not going to be able to do that, because how AI works is it goes, I'm going to go scourge the internet for interesting words, and I'm going to put the words together, and then it's going to somehow be an original idea, even though all you did is copy somebody else's headline but change a couple words. You just avoided plagiarism. That's all you did. It's not an original thought.
And probably got a couple of things wrong along the way.
Yeah.
Because of whoever is feeding them information, thinks it's 2021, and it's old information. 3 days ago was already old information, right?
Yeah.
3 days after. But they're using the story because they haven't updated their files. Oh yeah, we haven't updated our files today to get new news items. We haven't done it since September of 21. That's the one I got. It's like, really? How can I have a conversation with somebody who thinks a fucking 3 football seasons ago, I was about basketball.
Yeah,
I could have a conversation, not only in the last season. He's before last season even started. How do you even know what's going on?
Yeah, we actually did that on an episode of Before Coffee. We were talking.
Yeah, I know.
You read the entire conversation about you arguing with ChatGPT because it didn't realize that it doesn't know anything, and it's just copying information from a resource somewhere. And that's the other risk of AI learning, is that it doesn't know what's fake news. There's no tag.
Yeah.
You need a human to tell it it's fake. You need a human.
Yeah, and I sent it links to prove its story false, right? And like 20 minutes after I read the stories, it was still getting shit wrong. The story, I was like, why do you still get things wrong about things I already proved right?
And the worst
your news story is irrelevant because your link is a bad link because I've got the real news here. Okay.
That's the worst thing about these AI programs as well is that the people who are programming them or the people who are big fans of AI, whatever. Oh, it's early access. It's gonna get better in the future. It's gonna be way better in the future. We keep, giving it illegally seized information that who knows where it came from. I know even right now, if there's a famous website called the Archive, I think, or the Internet Archive, right? They get in a lot of trouble because they're a very great source for pirating stuff, right? Because they just archive everything. All the movies, all the TV shows, all of the Twitter posts, whatever. They archive everything.
Yeah.
And they're currently down because there's an AI scanning their entire database and stealing all of that information so they can put it into their algorithm and go, look at me, I'm artificial intelligence.
Look, I have information. It's not accurate. It's not really intelligent. It's not knowledge. It's just information. Okay, disinformation is information.
Honestly, I think it's fucked up to even call it artificial intelligence, because how is it intelligence when it's really just a filter, an automated filter? Just going through going, you looked for the word basketball. I see there's about 5 billion articles on this, and I'm going to choose this one as your source.
I'm going to be an expert on this subject, even though I'm not even a person. I'm going to be an expert on this subject and contradict everything you tell me that you know for a fact. Right? You just watch the fucking game yourself. You know the score of the game. I even argue with you. That was the game. You're wrong, huh? That kind of shit is irritating. It's like, how are you trustworthy with even a basic fact that nobody can research?
Well,
anyway,
all AI is right now is like, I forget the name of it, but there's like this genie where you can ask 20 questions and it can guess exactly what you're talking about. That's what ChatGPT is. It's just a freaking funny thing to play with. Oh, that's so fun, haha. If people are seriously thinking, I'm going to write entire news stories or TV show scripts with an AI, they are on a drug. And I don't know which drug that is, but they need help because it's just not how writing works.
Well, the one I didn't talk about was when I was it was telling me that humans get offended by these words, and I'm like, I'm the only human in the conversation. I'm not offended. You're not human. You're telling me I'm offended. You can't tell me I'm offended, man. You're a tiny little database chip somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. Generate ones and zeros randomly to fulfill an obligation by some programmer.
Yeah.
You have no idea what I'm even fucking.
Well, that's the other thing, right? Because somebody programmed the AI, hence it has a program bias. So, for example, you could have an AI write a bunch of scripts, and not a single one will have a black person in it. Because the programmer was like, oh yeah, black people exist. Totally forgot. Whoops, forgot to put that parameter in the code. And now the AI is like, Africa is not a continent. I've never heard of this place called Africa because the programmer doesn't know geography.
Never had a stable government, and they're all savages.
Yeah. Just completely wrong information.
Egypt isn't in Africa. Stuff like that. Well, Egypt isn't in Africa. Really? I had that argument with somebody. It might have been AI. Who knows?
Oh, you know how many people don't know where the Middle East is?
Yeah.
Like they just hear it on a thing, but they don't actually know where the Middle East is.
But the Middle East ain't a continent. It's just a place that's generally located. I mean, you can be in the Middle East and be part of Asia, and be Middle East and be part of Africa. Both things could be true, but people are like, yeah, there's a stupid continental thing they did a long time ago, all right? I didn't invent it. Somebody did. Right now, it's like the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal is the dividing between Africa and Asia. Nothing we can do about it. It's just the way it is. But people don't know that Egypt is in Africa. They think it's part of like Israel or something. I don't know what the fuck they know.
I mean, the weird thing is that Europe also doesn't exist in that same way. The only thing that defines Europe and Asia is, I don't know, physical characteristics. No, like, oh wow, there's white people over here. People their eyes are different. They don't have monolids. Like, that's what you're determining your entire geographical region over.
Then there's NATO, which is a political organization, and then there's the EU, which is a political organization, which has nothing to do with where the boundaries are drawn necessarily. It's like, well, this country here's in the EU, and they don't share a common boundary with any of these other countries.
I mean, famously, Eurovision has Australia. When has Australia been part of Europe? Oh, it's because a bunch of colonized white people live in Australia, so they deserve to be in Eurovision because of that reason alone.
Does Canada get to be in it? They were colonized too.
No, I don't think so. That's why it's so random. Also, Israel's in it, and Israel is also not in Europe, but but they're the survivors of a genocide caused by Europe, so I guess they can be in Eurovision. It's very weird. And back to the AI conversation, an AI would not get any of this nuance. They would just state facts and would not understand any of the nuance between what we're even talking about. They would just be like, well, you see, the Middle East is part of the Asian region because it's located on the Asian Pacific plate or whatever the fuck. And then you're like, okay, great.
Another word that's changed me, I brought it bad the other day, but another word that's changed meaning is sick, right? Wow, that car you got is sick. Right? Sick means good now. Sick means good.
Since the 90s, yeah.
Amazingly good. Not just good, amazingly good. Like that Finnish comedian talking about ass, you've heard that, right?
Yeah.
Talking about ass, that is pretty funny.
Yeah, you showed me that in Greece, even. You showed me that video in Greece. But, well, and that's the other thing. Does AI understand the change of language? If an AI is made in English, would it be even useful in a completely different language, like Polish? Is ChatGPT working in Poland, or is it only working in the United States? I bet you even probably gets confused with British English, right?
Well, just English.
American English, British English, too different. Oh, why are you saying that word? You spell it this way. I mean, my freaking spell check gets that wrong all the time.
Like you're watching a sporting event, and like, oh my God. You just somehow, LeBron James is sick, right?
Yeah.
Or, Jordan is sick. You're like, really? And he's going off. He's sick and he's going off. Wow. He's gonna die. He's puking. What's going on? No, he's just playing a really good game, hitting a lot of shots with everybody on him. He's sick. Get it? He's sick. He's not normal. Something really wrong with him. He's abnormal.
Yeah, he's too good. Something's wrong. Yeah.
Sick also, for the history of the word sick, has always meant ill, about to die. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. No, it wasn't. Oh, it's probably Norm Macdonald. No, it actually what makes you sick almost kills you. Almost makes you die. Doesn't actually make you stronger.
No, that's what is the word? That's like a false equivalency or something. Oh, you got sick, so you must be stronger now because you survived. I'm like, that's not really how the body works. It's not like a callus on your foot that gets stronger the more you beat it up. That's not what the body does.
Yeah, it ain't like you break a bone and now that bone's going to be super strong in that place where you broke it the rest of the time.
No.
Like hell, it's going to ache the rest of your life. It's going to constantly be healing and causing...
Never going to be the same again. Yeah.
Healing the scar tissue is your future, my friend. Make another surgery.
Well, that was also happening during COVID, right? We're still in COVID. Like, I think Robert has it again for the 15th time.
Really?
People are like, oh, yeah, but we need to catch it so we can get stronger. And every single doctor, every single scientist is like, that is not how it fucking works. Yes, that's how it works with germs when you're 2. It does not work like that when you're 55. You do not get stronger from getting sick when you're 55. It's only in your formative years when that even fucking matters. Please stop saying you need to get sick to get stronger. You're an idiot. But of course, we currently live in the time where anybody who has a degree in anything is actually talking out their ass, doesn't know anything, did not study a discipline for 8 years, so they're stupid, and AI knows everything, even though they don't know what basketball players on what team at any current moment.
Sick. They're all sick.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about, at some point your immune system just goes knitting and playing chess. I don't fucking care. This fucking guy. Yeah. I don't know.
No, I mean, at some point your cell regeneration is so low, you're not going to be able to beat any sort of sickness. That's kind of what kills you. You don't have cells, healthy cells anymore. That's what when people die of natural causes, it's literally cell death. Your cells are all dead. In the fundamental way, you are dead.
And your DNA loses the ability to create new cells and replicate. Yeah. And it's just natural. Of course, I'm not actually going to die. So.
Okay. The classic denial that most humans have, huh?
Everybody's right until they're wrong. Anyway, I'll get off the phone. I got no sleep again because my sleep schedule probably later till 4.
Well, it's your day off, right? So you can do whatever you want.
Cut the grass, but it rains, so I gotta let it dry anyway. So I'll go back to sleep if I can.
Okay.
I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.